Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's edition of Reporter's Notebook. I am joined by someone who is not a reporter, but who works more behind the scenes and knows more about the day-to-day stories that each of our reporters report on than I would say anyone else in the newsroom. So I am joined by Miss Fantasia Harvey. Hello.
Hello.
So can you tell our audience what your role is here at the station?
Yes, so basically I'm the digital content producer and I get all the information out there on the web. That's my responsibility, especially social media. I make sure that I keep our social medias updated. I make sure I keep the web updated at all times. I make sure that I push out breaking news through our push alert system, and I just keep the website going.
So how did you become introduced to this role, and can you say what your favorite thing about the job is so far?
I became introduced into this role back in December of last year, so I'm actually about to make a year on December 2nd. And I basically got introduced through, I was in this media group and I noticed that a position was open in Greenville. And I was like, oh, I'm in Greenville. So I decided to apply for the position, and that's when I got introduced into coming into an interview for WNCT, learning about the newsroom. And I definitely say the best part about the position is coming into the newsroom and just seeing everyone get into their roles and seeing all the reporters and all of the people who are behind the screens get into what they love to do.
So your role is a pretty big deal, in my opinion, because you get to see what stories are trending, what stories are becoming popular on Facebook, Twitter. You're the powerhouse behind our web, our social media feeds, what gets pushed out on the app. So how does that kind of interaction with the audience, being the one to do the push alerts, being the one to send out the notifications, how does that kind of like play out in your role, and how does it feel to have that power to push out these stories?
It feels really good because you definitely have the power to push out different types of stories, and we don't stick to one type. We definitely like to push out all types of stories. So from national, from local, anything that's dealing with consumer watch, anything that's dealing with buying local, anything that's outside of local news, we love to definitely push out because it gives our readers and our viewers a different insight into what we also dig into.
Mm-hmm. And so who makes or what kind of decisions are made about what does get pushed out?
It definitely is based on, I guess, that particular day, because we come in and we never know what's going to happen into the news in the newsroom. And that's when news in general, like one day is different and the next it might just be busy all day long. So I definitely would say, you know, we analyze, and it's a lot of analyzing on what to decide, what to push out, what not to push out. But as long as it's engaging content, we want to make sure that it's always pushed out or always put on social media for our viewers and our listeners to see.
And one example that I like to kind of put out there is when the governor is doing his press conference about COVID. That's one of the things that we definitely try to make sure that our audience knows about and is kept up to date on the numbers and the 3 W's and what the state government is doing to help combat those the rising case numbers and just to be prepared. So something a little bit more fun. Where are you from?
I am from Brooklyn, New York. I know it's a long shot. It's definitely a different environment here in North Carolina in general. It's a lot slower than what I'm used to, but I enjoy the Carolinas.
What's your favorite thing to do in North Carolina?
Oh my God. Honestly, I don't have a favorite thing to do. I think my all-time favorite would definitely meeting different types of people that come from different backgrounds and that come from different walks of life. That's what I learned about North Carolina, that it is diverse, and especially here in Greenville, you get that opportunity to meet different types of people. That would be my most favorite thing because I'm still trying to maneuver through Greenville and North Carolina in general.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you want our audience or our viewers to know about the role that you have as our social media content, the person who kind of is behind the scenes but still has a very important role in what we do in the newsroom, especially today?
Definitely, it's a major part, being a part of just the digital aspect of things. But we always want you to know that we're always working hard, especially thank you to our reporters. Thank you to everyone who works behind the scene, and just in general, thank you to everybody who works in news because it's hard and it's challenging and it can sometimes get overwhelming. So I definitely think my position, along with everyone who has a hand in the newsroom, is very critical. And whether it's a big or small part, it needs to happen and it has to happen. And I'm just appreciated, and I just want everyone else to be appreciated of them as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that I do want to highlight about working in a newsroom. It's a team effort.
It is.
It's not just about the person that you see on TV. Mm-hmm. It's about people who work behind the scenes, who help the person analyze what are good stories, who help the person find good stories, because our digital team is the one that's always on the web and is the one that gets the emails, the one that sees the comments, the one that makes sure that whenever there's something happening in Greenville, let's say like a press release going out, that's who it goes to. And then our digital team is the one that makes sure that the reporters know about what the community is saying. Mm-hmm. So whatever is being said on social media, we do look through it. Fantasia is the one who looks through it and makes sure that us as reporters knows what's important to the audience. I am greatly appreciative of Fantasia's help and work and everything that happens. Yes, of course. And I think our audience should really be exposed to the faces behind the scenes that make sure that what you see on the 5 and 6 o'clock newscast is accurate and timely and follows everything that goes on with journalism. So thank you so much, Fantasia, for joining us on this evening's edition of Reporter's Notebook. And I hope you have a great evening, as well as our audience members. I hope they have a great evening.
Yes, thank you so much
for
having me.
Yes, of course. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.